Popeye Village, also known as Sweet Haven Village, is a popular tourist attraction located in Anchor Bay, Malta. It is a picturesque village built as a movie set for the 1980 musical comedy film Popeye, which starred Robin Williams in the title role. The film was directed by Robert Altman and based on the popular cartoon character Popeye the Sailor Man created by E.C. Seeger. Popeye the Sailor arrives at Sweet Haven Village in an attempt to find his long-lost father. The set designers and builders created a charming, colorful, and whimsical seaside village that resembled the fictional town of Sweet Haven from the Popeye comics and cartoons. Popeye Village serves as a testament to the enduring popularity of the Popeye character and the lasting impact of the 1980 film. It offers a unique and nostalgic experience for fans of the cartoons and the movie, as well as for tourists seeking a picturesque and fun-filled destination in Malta. The construction of the film set began in June of 1979. A construction crew of 165 working 4 months was needed to build the village, which consists of 19 wooden buildings, hundreds of logs, and several thousand wooden planks were imported from the Netherlands, while wood shingles used in the construction of the rooftops were imported from Canada. 8 tons of nails and 76,000 liters of paint were also used in the construction. In addition, a 197 to 246-foot breakwater was built around Anchor Bay's mouth to protect the set from high seas during the filming. After filming was completed, the set was preserved as a tourist attraction due to its unique and picturesque appearance. The village has since become a popular tourist spot in Malta, offering various attractions such as boat rides, water trampolines, and a mini golf course. Visitors can also enjoy live entertainment and meet Popeye and other beloved characters from the cartoon. Visitors to Popeye Village can explore the various buildings and locations featured in the movie, including Popeye's home, Olive Oil's house, the post office, the schoolhouse, and other charming structures.
Well, blow me down.
Alamo Village is a movie set and tourist attraction north of Brackettville, Texas, United States. It was the first movie location built in Texas, originally constructed for and best known as the setting for the 1960s, the Alamo, directed by John Wayne and starring Wayne, Richard Widmark, Lawrence Harvey, and Frankie Avalon. The Battle of the Alamo, which took place in 1836, was a key event in the Texas Revolution. It involved a small group of Texas defenders, including figures like Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie, holding off a much larger Mexican force led by General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, long enough name, for 13 days before ultimately being overrun. The battle became a symbol of Texan resistance and independence and is still remembered and celebrated today. The set was a meticulous reproduction of the original Alamo mission in San Antonio, Texas, which played a pivotal role in Texas Revolution in 1836. The set included detailed reconstruction of the mission's chapel, walls, and other structures. The production team went to great lengths to ensure historical accuracy. The set was built by James T. Happy Shahan of Brackettville, who in 1995 was named the father of the Texas movie industry by Governor George W. Bush. Shahan began building the set on his ranch in September of 1957 for Wayne, who had tried for years to make a movie about the Battle of the Alamo for Republic Pictures, before finally breaking away to form Batjack Productions? Batjack? Is that how you pronounce that? Filming began in August of 1959. Originally, the set was to be facades of the front and sides of the building. However, Wayne ran out of money and called a halt to construction. Shahan agreed to continue working while Wayne raised more money if Wayne would agree to building full sets with 4 walls, floor, and roofs. Wayne signed the deal. The set includes a full-scale recreation of the Alamo compound as it would have appeared in 1836. The real Alamo is in the middle of what is now downtown San Antonio and is surrounded by modern skyscrapers. The set also includes a representation of the village of San Antonio de Bexar of the same time period. The building of the set required over 1.5 million adobe bricks, which were manufactured on site, 14 miles of gravel road, and a 4,000-foot runway. Shahan preserved the set after the end of the 1960 production, and over the years, over a dozen films about the Alamo have been shot there. In addition, over 100 other Western movies, as well as documentaries, music videos, and commercials have been shot using various parts of the set. Frank Thompson, a film historian, noted that each production changed the set in some way, big or small, and that the changes appear in each each new movie about the Alamo, documenting the current view of authenticity over time. The 2004 Disney movie about the Alamo was not shot on this set, but in a new set built in Dripping Springs, Texas, if inquiring minds want to know. After the filming of the 1960 version of the Alamo, the village has served primarily as a tourist attraction. For several decades, it served as a significant local employer and element of the economy of Bracketville. In addition to the replica of the Alamo, the village included a cantina and restaurant, a trading post, an Indian store, a church, a jail, a blacksmith shop, the John Wayne Western Museum, several museums, and a celebrity gallery. Alamo Village also maintained a collection of antique tools, vehicles, and other period props, as well as a herd of longhorn cattle. During the summer, live music and stage shows performed frequently, and over Labor Day weekend and the Labor Day horse races brought crowds to the village. Alamo Village was open to visitors year-round, except for December 21st through the 26th, that whole Christmas thing. In 2004, the set was put up for sale by its owner, Virginia Shahan, Happy Shahan's widow, for $3 million. Virginia Shahan died on June 23rd of 2009 at the age of 93. Alamo Village was closed to the public while her state evaluated the feasibility of the village's continued operation in the midst of the late 2000s recession. Alamo Village temporarily reopened after the death of the owner, Virginia Shahan, but on September 28, 2009, Talisha Shahan Wardlaw, Happy and Virginia's daughter, died at the age of 67. Alamo Village then closed its doors and removed its website, ending an era. Alamo Village reopened briefly for the summer in 2010 with limited hours and no shows, stores, or restaurants, but closed again within a few months. Corpus Christi, Texas businessman David Jones was in the process of raising funds to buy the site. After an 8-year closure, the site opened for a short time in late January of 2018, possibly for the last time. The event was a liquidation sale of all the props. A news item at the time indicated that the future of the site was undecided. As of 2023, Alamo Village is no longer open to the public and sits there, succumbing to the elements, waiting for the day to be restored or to fade away into cinema history. The Field of Dreams location refers to the iconic baseball field featured in the 1989 fantasy sports drama film Field of Dreams, directed by Phil Alden Robinson and starring Kevin Costner. This film is based on the W.P. Kinsella's novel Shoeless Joe and is known for its memorable quote, "If you build it, he will come." The actual location of the Field of Dreams is in Dyersville, Iowa, USA. The field used in the movie was constructed specifically for the film, and it is a real baseball field carved out of a cornfield. After the production of the movie, the field was preserved and has since become a popular tourist attraction. Dubuque, Iowa was the main site for shooting locations, with a nearby farm being transformed into the Kinsella homestead and an abandoned warehouse in Dubuque as the backdrop to create various life-size interior sets. Universal Pictures built the baseball diamond in 1988 on 2 farms a few miles outside Dyersville, Iowa for the 1989 film Field of Dreams. When production was completed, the baseball diamond created for the movie was left behind. Most of the baseball field included the diamond and the adjacent house. It was on a farm owned by the Lansing family, but the left and center field were on the adjacent property owned by the Amescamp family. The field was built across the 2 properties because the producers wanted to place the field in a location where sunset shots would have a clear line of sight. After filming completed, the Lansing family kept their portion of the field intact and added a small hut where visitors could buy souvenirs. The Amescamp family returned their land to farming for a year, but then restored the remainder of the field and opened up their own souvenir stand. They must have found out how much money the Lansing family was making. The 2 owners had operated separate tourist facilities and had also been at odds regarding commercialization of the site. It's always about the money. In 1990, Keith Rye, neighboring farmer, put together a baseball team dubbed the Ghost Players to entertain the visitors at the field. The team's presence at the field on Sunday afternoons once a month attracted thousands of additional fans to the field. In 1991 and 1992, the Upper Deck Company sponsored a celebrity game on the field. Upper Deck, if you don't know, they produce and sell sporting cards. Executive producer Tony Locono, who later received the key to the city, brought Hall Hall of Famers like Bob Gibson, Reggie Jackson, and Bob Feller to take on Hollywood stars like Kelsey Grammer and Meatloaf in a charity game. The two games raised over $100,000 for local charities. Visitors to the Field of Dreams can explore the baseball field, including the charming farmhouse and bleachers that were featured prominently in the movie. The field is surrounded by acres of cornfields, adding to the picturesque and nostalgic atmosphere. Field of Dreams has become a symbol of the enduring love for baseball and the power of dreams, making it a must-visit destination for fans of the film and the sport. The location has played a significant role in preserving the movie's legacy and celebrating its themes of nostalgia, family, and the magic of baseball. Hobbiton, The Lord of the Rings is a series of 3 epic fantasy adventure films directed by Peter Jackson, based on the novel The Lord of the Rings by British author J.R.R. Tolkien. The films are subtitled The Fellowship of the Ring, which came out in 2001, The Two Towers 2002, and The Return of the King 2003. Produced and distributed by New Line Cinema with co-production of Wingnut Films. According to the official website, in 1998, Sir Peter Jackson's team of location scouts were searching for the iconic rolling hills and lush green pastures of Hobbiton. An aerial search led them to the Alexander Farm, a stunning 1,250-acre sheep farm in the heart of Waikato. They noted the area's striking similarity to the Shire, as described by J.R.R. Tolkien, and quickly realized that the hobbits had found a home. In one particular part of the farm, a magnificent pine tree towered over a nearby lake, adjacent to a rising hill. Bag End now sits atop that hill, overlooking the party tree, as that pine would later be known. The surrounding areas were untouched, no power lines, no buildings, and no roads in sight. This meant that Peter Jackson would leave the 20th century behind and fully submerge himself in the fantasy world of Middle-earth. In March 1999, the crew began the 9-month quest to bring the ideas for Hobbiton to fruition. Help was provided by the New Zealand Army, and soon 39 temporary hobbit holes were scattered across the 12-acre plot used for the set. Secrecy was key, and strict security measures were put in place by the production company throughout the construction and filming. Filming commenced in December of 1999, and it took around 3 months to get a wrap on the Shire. After the initial attempt of demolition, 17 bare plywood facades remained. These shells would serve as the catalyst that propelled Hobbiton forward into the public eye, with guided tours commencing in 2002. In 2009, Sir Peter Jackson returned to film the Hobbit Trilogy, and this time he left behind the beautiful movie sets you'll see today. 44 permanently reconstructed hobbit holes in the same fantastic detail seen in the movies. According to the official website, it says, "Join us and experience the real Middle-earth at the Hobbiton movie set. We're in the heart of Waikato region. You can step into the lush pastures of the Shire as seen in The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies." Guided tours of the 5.5 hectares or 14-acre movie set site commenced in 2002 and continue to be provided today and daily. The 2-hour excursion is very popular, and advanced bookings are recommended. The highlights of the tour include Bagshot Row, the Party Tree, and Bilbo's Bag End home. There are now 44 hobbit holes on view, although it is only possible to enter a few of them, all of which have small, unfinished earth-walled interiors. The interior of Bag End was shot in a studio in Wellington. The hobbit holes on site have been designed and built to one of 3 different scales, in addition to the smallest ones built to the correct size. Hobbits are smaller than humans, you know. Some are built to a larger scale to make the hobbit actors appear smaller. Apart from a few exceptions, the color of the front door indicates the scale. For example, hobbit holes with a blue door are built to correct scale for humans. Refreshments are available at the Shire Rest Cafe prior to or after tours. Breakfast and indeed second breakfast are served. In 2012, the Green Dragon Inn, a replica of the Green Dragon that was featured in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies, was opened on set. There is now also a store selling merchandise and souvenirs adjacent to the cafe, and evening events commenced in 2014. It's always about the advertising, merchandise, and souvenirs.
We put the picture's name on everything. Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
The tours have generally received good reviews, In 2013, the set welcomed its 500,000th guest, and that was 2013. Also, according to the official website, Hobbiton movie set visitors will soon be able to venture beyond the door and into an authentic Hobbit hole interior. Major developments are underway to see the fit out of a fully themed Hobbit hole interior, and that will become a part of the Hobbiton movie set tourism experience starting December 2023. The project will see the hillside of the current Bagshot Row shared by 3 existing Hobbit hole facades excavated and transformed into a series of themed rooms cozy enough for a family of hobbits. The concept designs feature 2 almost identical Hobbit hole interior experience built side by side, so visitors will be led through one of 2 entry and exit doors to allow for a more intimate experience inside the Hobbit hole. Each interior will feature an entry hall, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, a dining area, an equipped pantry, and a parlor, complete with a crackling fireplace to provide guests with a fully immersive experience. Renowned illustrators and concept designers John Howe and Alan Lee, well known for their work on Middle-earth, have been involved in the concept design for the project, alongside art director for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey and project manager for Hobbiton movie set, Brian Massey. Sounds like a cool vacation. Now, if I only had the money to go. Subscribe to my channel so I can go. All right, let's go on to the next set. The next one is going to be Star Wars and the Lars Homestead, and I feel maybe this has been done to death, but I'm going to do it anyways. And you need to forgive me, because a lot of words in here I don't think I'm going to pronounce very correctly. But several Star Wars filming locations, including iconic and recognizable ones, are still standing today and accessible for visitors. The Lars Homestead scenes from the entire Star Wars saga were filmed in Tunisia, North Africa. The domed Lars Homestead was left to decay after filming finished on the original Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, in 1976. The crater remained unchanged over the years and helped pinpoint the exact site location for new dome construction on Attack of the Clones. Movie magic deceives the viewer into thinking the dome, crater, and inner courtyard are at the same location. The dome and crater rims reside at Nefta, while the courtyard is at the Hotel City Dre? That's what I was telling you about, the names I'm not going to be able to pronounce. In Matmata, 249 kilometers away. Lars Homestead is located in a fairly remote part of the world. It is a pretty harsh environment. In 2012, the Homestead site was saved and restored by Terry Cooper, Mark Cox, Robert L. Cunningham, Mark Duhamel, Emmanuel Ditschke, and Michael Verpoorten, who raised $11,700 from fans around the world via a Facebook group. The Hotel Sidi Drus is a famous hotel located in Matmata, Tunisia. It is notable for its unique and distinctive architectural features as well as association with the Star Wars film franchise. The Hotel City Dress is a troglodyte hotel, meaning it is constructed within a cave or underground structure. It is most famous for serving as filming location for the original Star Wars trilogy, specifically as the interior of Luke Skywalker's home on the desert planet of Tatooine. In Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, the scenes inside Luke Skywalker's home were filmed in the cave-like rooms of the hotel. The hotel's architecture, with its natural cool and cave-like interior, made it an ideal choice for depicting the homes of Tatooine's inhabitants. Since its appearance in Star Wars, the hotel has become a popular tourist attraction for fans of the franchise. Visitors can tour the hotel and see the rooms and spaces used in the film. The hotel has embraced its Star Wars connection and has themed decorations and memorabilia on display. Historically, the caves were used for places of residence by the Loire Valley's less wealthy inhabitants. You can see many examples of the caves throughout the Loire Valley, and most of them are still used today. Residents live largely off olive farming and tourism, but tourism across Tunisia is still recovering from a sharp decline after the country's 2011 Arab Spring uprising and major attacks targeting tourists in Tunis and Sousse in 2015. Many families left the underground houses when new towns and villages were built in the 1960s and 70s as part of a modernization drive by President Habib Bourguiba. Locals suspect Bourguiba wanted to dilute Berber communities as he strove to integrate them into the Arab nation after independence from France. Disputes over inheritance and periods of drought or heavy rain, which can cause the houses to collapse, also contributed to the rural exodus. Some built modern houses on adjoining land using the traditional homes as stables or workshops.